Hello everyone and welcome back to another video today on the Nerd Den YouTube channel, and we are going to be talking about the upcoming Doctor Who episode, the Interstellar Song Contest, which will be airing this Saturday, and it will be airing at 8 AM on iPlayer and around about 7 PM for those watching on BBC One. So yeah, really exciting stuff, because this episode is kind of like the calm before the storm, but there are going to be some things that will be setting up the two-part finale, and I reckon this might be a secret installment that will make the finale a three-parter instead of a two-parter. So, with all that being said, let's get into the video and let's have a look at these brand new preview images that give us a little tease of what's to come in this week's Doctor Who episode. So, we have got a preview image here of a new character, who I don't know the name of, and two very familiar looking henchmen behind them. And I've got to say, these costumes do seem familiar, which I will be getting back onto, and they do look very familiar, and it does have links to next week's episode, which is the first part of the two-part finale, so I'll be getting back onto that. And then we've got this character speaking to someone who appears to be a villain, just because they've got relation to another character. So whatever's going down here, it looks like the Interstellar Song Contest has been hijacked for some mysterious means. So whatever's going down for the song contest, I'm pretty sure it's going to end in disaster. And then we've got the main villain of the episode, who is simply just called Kid apparently. But again, we don't know if this is the final name or not. But then, again, take note of the henchman behind him as well. So, yeah, again, seems like there's some ties to the finale. And then we've got one of the singers on stage. So it looks like, yeah, we're going to see a lot of singing in this episode, but I don't think it's going to be the main focus. Like, I think this is going to be like a stealth episode that will launch the two-part finale. So I don't think we're going to be seeing too much singing and dancing. And then we've got the two villains together. Again, we don't know exactly what their scheme is, but I'm pretty sure it's to use the Interstellar Song Contest for some devious means. So whatever's going down, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing their schemes come to the surface. And then we've got some more singers as well and some dancers. So it looks like, yeah, we are going to be seeing your traditional Eurovision-styled performances, which I think is going to be pretty cool to see. And then we've got one of the singers here with Belinda. So it is worth noting as well that this episode looks like it takes place shortly after last week's episode as well. So in terms of keeping up with the continuity, this takes place immediately after the story and the engine, by the looks of things anyway. So it will be interesting to see how things go down from there. And then we've got Belinda as well. Notice how there's not much focus on the Doctor. So maybe, similar to last week's episode, maybe just how Belinda was out of the picture for most of last week's episode, maybe it's the same with the Doctor this time round. But yeah, we've got Belinda with this character here. Again, I'm not entirely sure the character's name, but it looks like there's a little bit of espionage going down, and perhaps these two are looking at what's actually going down behind the song contest. And then we've got these two characters here who seem to be baffled by something. Maybe they've witnessed something that's a little bit out of place, maybe, that doesn't normally happen at the song contest. Or maybe the performance is just a little bit baffling, which, you know, does sometimes happen with Eurovision itself. So, very fitting indeed. But, now, I did mention about this having ties to the two-part finale. Now, this image on screen does have a little bit of an interesting revelation, because this is apparently from Wish Worlds, which is next week's episode. And we can see the Doctor entering some bubble of sorts, so he's entering some sort of shield. And yes, as you can notice, those henchmen are behind the Doctor and Belinda. So, whatever's going down, the Wish World will certainly be taking place after the Interstellar Song Contest. And it looks like there is a big connection between the two. So, I'm guessing there is going to be a reveal for Mrs. Flood this week, which will tie everything together and set up the two-part finale, which will start at next week. So yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you are new around here, please click that like button and subscribe for more nerdy content, as we are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, which I'll love to reach by the end of the year. But I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all support, and goodbye for now.